Today I want to talk to you about your future self, the person you are becoming. But before we look forward, we need to understand something fundamental. Most of us are living according to a script we didn't write, a script shaped by our past, our upbringing, and the voices that have influenced us, whether they were supportive or indeed critical. From childhood, we absorb messages from parents, from teachers and caregivers. Some are direct. You should be this kind of person. You need to act this way. Others are indirect, based on how we interpreted events. A child who is criticized for making mistakes may decide, I'm not good enough. A child who feels unseen may conclude, I don't matter. These beliefs become ingrained, and over time, they form the foundation of our inner dialogue. This is where the inner critic comes in. The inner critic is that voice inside us that repeats old judgments. You can't do that. You're not smart enough. You always mess things up. It's not an objective truth. It's a collection of past fears and limitations. And most importantly, it's not your future self. But there's another voice inside you, the inner child, that part of you that still holds dreams, creativity, and curiosity. The inner child isn't concerned with logic or limitations. It simply wants to express, explore, and be free. The problem is, most of us have spent so long listening to the inner critic that we've silenced the inner child. We've convinced ourselves that we must play it safe, that change is risky, that growth is uncomfortable. But the truth is, we are not fixed. The person you are today is not the person you have to be tomorrow. If you base your future self on your past self, you'll keep reinforcing the same patterns. You'll hear yourself saying things like, I've never done that before, so I probably can't. Or that's just not who I am. But these thoughts are not facts. They are habits, and habits, as we know, can be changed. One of the most powerful ways to step into your future self is to imagine it fully, not just in vague, hopeful terms, but in vivid detail. Ask yourself, who am I becoming? What does that version of me believe? And how do they act? How do they think and feel? What would my inner child do if fear wasn't holding me back? The brain doesn't actually distinguish between imagination and reality. When you immerse yourself in this vision, your brain starts to accept it as truth. Your future self stops being just a possibility and starts becoming a reality. But here's the challenge. The brain loves habit, familiarity, and ease. That's why we default to old patterns, even when they don't serve us. That's why the inner critic feels so much louder than the inner child. To change this, you must rewrite your script. Not just write it, memorize it, feel it, and most importantly, act it. Think about method actors. When they take on a role, they don't just pretend, they become the character. Even off set, they stay in that mindset until it feels second nature. And you have to do the same. Step into your future self and stay there. Live from that mindset, not as an act, but as your new reality. Some might argue, of course, but isn't that inauthentic? Let me ask you this. Isn't replaying your past self over and over again just as inauthentic? Growth isn't about staying the same. It's about becoming who you truly want to be. So don't wait. Don't take action for your future self. Take action as your future self right now. You don't need permission. You don't need validation. You just need to decide. The past may have shaped you, but it doesn't have to define you. You are the author of your own story. So rewrite your script, live it, own it, and make your future self extraordinary. If you'd like help with creating your future self, visit my website and book a free discovery call, and let's see what's possible.